Again, I'll tell you part of my story and turn it into the theme of our session. First of all, I'm very happy that we have not full audience because I'm always looking for quality, not quantity. So I can see that we have a quality audience. And it's but it's the same, you know, in my network. So as I told you, I was doing shipping in Syria. We were Maersk ship agents. And I was doing retail. I went to Damascus rural area. I signed the contract. I took a huge loan at Aude Bank in Syria. And I rented a mall. It was a huge mall, a very nice one, and 3 supermarkets. I signed the contract at the beginning on the 1st of March 2011. And the war started on the 15th. So it's luck, you know, you could never know. But I wanted to expand my business. I wanted to do my private own business to keep something to my children, as my son has just graduated from university. But it goes sometimes against our will or against our dreams. So after a year, my mall and the 3 supermarkets were completely stolen, completely. And at the end, they burned it out. I don't know why, but it was sometimes they were the people with the regime, sometimes it was people against the regime. It was in a very sensitive place in the rural area of Damascus where I established my new business. So I had to go back to Latakia, my hometown, as I lost all my business in Damascus. And I think that people saw that as I had a mall and 3 supermarkets, I should be very rich. So I was, and having no husband for the last 18 years. So I was living with my daughter, and I was easy in a way to be blackmailed. So they started, some bad guys found me and started blackmailing me. I was paying small amounts until they asked $4,000. I said, I will not pay. I mean, what are you going to do? I will not pay. They called me. It was noontime. They told me, you have 10 hours. 2 are following your daughter. We are 2 following you. You have 10 hours. You have to pay us $50,000. So, of course, I mean, even if I had it, I would not pay it. I had to hide, to make like an action film, to move from car to car. And then we took a taxi. We went to Lebanon. And we came to Dubai. Dubai was the best choice for me. I could not live in Beirut, I could not live in Cairo, but I had to go somewhere. My mother is from Belgrade, so I had a Serbian passport together with a Syrian one. So I got a visa and a residency. And a dear friend of mine heard that I was in Dubai, and she told me that she has a school and my daughter can work at her school until she graduates from university, and she gave me a very small house. It's to the teachers, so she has small houses for teachers. I don't feel yet that it's time to tell too much details because I'm not yet recovered. Yes, I'm here speaking in front of you. I'm always decorated, but in this small house, you know, I'm coming from a very rich family in Syria. But my father, 10 years ago, he divided all his fortune to the 3 of us girls, and he said that I want you to be happy when I'm alive. I want you to see happy when I am alive, not wait for me to die so that you get my money. And I made this business. I mean, I started my businesses. I decided to grow up by myself. And I don't know if it was not a mistake, it was a destiny. But in this small house in Dubai, I cannot yet show pictures, but it was 1 bedroom, a very small house. And I was with my daughter. She was 22, and we had less than a double bed for me and her. She was shouting the whole night that I am talking Serbian when I'm sleeping. I'm not feeling comfortable. She wants TV. I don't want. So I told her, listen. And she was too much feeling sad for leaving Latakia. I mean, she was too much attached to her father, to her relatives, to her schoolmates. So it was very hard for me to let her understand the new situation that we left because we could be kidnapped. I mean, we were threatened to be kidnapped. And I told her, listen, Rania, you take the main room and I'll go to the maid room. So the maid room was attached to the kitchen, and I had a very small bathroom where I spent 2 years. I had no closet, so I was hanging my dresses on the door, on the hangers. And I spent 2 years there. You know, that's why I was crying. They were taking me to the hospital. I didn't do what to do, you know. I was a queen in my country. I was the best businesswoman. I was 3 times in Forbes, you know. And once You are in a room, in a maid room. Everything happens for a reason. It might be to make me stronger. It might be a lesson for my children. And after 2 years, far away from tragedies, I decided to open a company with the same lady, the lady from Dubai. She told me, listen, do whatever you do, I'm a partner in half with you because I need to have a local partner. And do whatever, I trust you. And I told her, Doctora, she is a doctor in economy. I told her, Doctora, I need your business cards because my fortune, all what I have now, I possess now, is my connections, is my accumulated reputation. So I brought my business cards from Syria. I established a network. So I sent everybody, hello guys, I'm Yasmina Azhari. I used to be a businesswoman from Syria. I'm being decorated in the Netherlands, blah, blah. I'm now in Dubai. You are my network. You are my personal connections. And I'm starting a company. It's for commercial broker. So if you have any business, if you want to promote, if you are looking for anything, just send me an email. And we started. It's a very nice game. I like to do it. But it's a one-man show because even my secretary cannot help me because everybody just wants to talk to me and they trust only me. So I like it, I adore it. I feel myself again alive. It's true that I'm not rich as I was, but at least I can cover my expenses in Dubai, which is a very, very, very expensive place. Expensive place. My network is expanding in the Emirates, you know. I am, because all businesswomen were my old friends, you know. I know them from Forbes, I know them from all conferences. So once there, I turned relationships, personal relationships into business. So that was my first step. Now the second step is that I'm really turning some business relationships into friendships. So when at the beginning when I went to the Emirates, I know a lot of businesswomen around the world. So they called me from Armenia, Russia, and Abkhazia. They told me, want to come to Dubai. Can you organize for us something? Yeah, I called the Emirates Businesswomen Council, and I organized for them a very nice forum, 2 days. It was unpaid. I just wanted to be seen. I just wanted to feel that I am alive again. So I organized it it was full 2 days conference. And even I paid from my pocket, you know, I just wanted them to remember and to let myself feel that I'm really alive again. And an Emirati lady was the connection. She was delegated from the Emirate Businesswomen Council to connect with me to organize it. And now she's my best friend, you know. It's turning business relationships into friendships. So she is calling me every day. She's looking after me when I'm sick. She tries to help me. And I didn't read. I only carry. I never read. And it goes vice versa. You know, you turn the business relationships into friendships or friendships into relationships. When I was in Syria, I had a very good friend in Damascus. He was the owner of a cement factory. Is it time? Okay, so we both went to Dubai. I met him, and he was only my friend. Now we are doing a lot of businesses together. So it's also turning the way around. And it's contagious, you know. Now I meet you, and for example, I tell you now I need a big building in London. Maybe you don't have it. You tell a friend of yours, you connect us, and it goes, it's expanding. It goes like that. I have some quotes, but I will say only one. You know, I really like quotes, and I always take quotes of things that looks like me. Somebody tells me that you are an inspiring woman, you know, your story and blah, blah. I tell them I always like to use my story for others' glory. So it might help others to know that there is really sometimes big troubles, hard situation in which we can be find ourselves, but we can overcome it, and we have to look wider and to use our connections. And thank you.
So the Business Networking Journal ran a survey on why people attend events. Now, those who responded gave the following insightful statistic. 45% use networking as a way to sell their product or service. A staggering 95% used it to build relationships. 80% of users were using it as a business development tool. So my name is Michelle Atias. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a writer. So in this day and age when we have such a heightened social media presence, you know, there is one thing that we really can't do without, and that is attending events, attending networking events, and really connecting with each other. So it's your approach at these events, I think, that really, really matters. So I wanted to quote something by Maya Angelou, which I really love. Maya Angelou says, "I've learned that people will forget what you did. I've learned that people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And this is essentially the key to networking. If people feel great around you, people feel that you've listened, that you know, that they really would like to connect further, this is a great way to network and to do a collaborative piece of work perhaps, or to recommend them to someone else. So some of you might hate networking and the whole thing of events, and you know, I find that people sometimes feel they have to be a little bit inauthentic when they're networking. They have to put like a salesy kind of approach. And so this isn't about suspending who you are. This is really about becoming more of who you really are, actually, but putting the sales out of it. Actually really connecting to people, really taking an interest. So I'm going to give you, because I have very little amount of time, so I want to make something that's helpful to all of you. So I'm going to give you 7 ways to turn a contact into a relationship. So before an event, I mean, something that I tend to do is every event will have a website. And every website is going to have a group, will have the participants on that website. They'll have their names, their industries, and their photographs. So this is a great way to familiarize yourself with who's going to be there. Who would you like to contact? What do they do? And so you start to familiarize and you start to actually start planning ahead. So that's the first thing. Secondly, when you get to the event, ask for that person's business card first. Because this is a great way to start a conversation. It allows you to see what they do. Every business card will normally have the industry in it. It allows you to start a conversation and get the flow going. Another thing is take an interest in the person that you're speaking to. So that doesn't mean that you're standing next to them and you're looking on the other side or looking who else you want to speak to. You focus on them. You listen to them. You mirror what they're saying. You really focus on that conversation. Make eye contact. Really, really important. Another thing is become memorable for all the right reasons. So some of the ways to do that is to demonstrate that you're paying attention by perhaps, the person that you're speaking to maybe has a challenge, maybe something that you can help them with. It could be that there's an article that you can send them or something that you've gone through that can really impact them. Make yourself memorable by making a difference, impacting them. Another thing is asking them who you can introduce them to. And that's something that I use a lot. Who can I introduce you to? I network a lot. So I might meet somebody who's, say, in the property sector, and I'll say to them, who can I introduce you to? And they'll say, well, actually, I'd love to get to know perhaps some architects or somebody in, plumbing or whatever. And I will then think, actually, one second, I was in a networking event 3 weeks ago, and I met an architect that I really liked. I'm going to put you together. And so I'll send them an email and get them both together. This is a great way for you to really start serving, giving to people. And people love that. So that's another thing you can do. Ask who you can introduce them to. Arrive early and stay late. And that's a great way to network, is to really arrive early, prepared, stay late after the event. I find that people are often more relaxed after the event is finished. So it's a great way to find another aspect of them that you could find out more about. So I'm being told that I need to finish, but I want to just finish with a couple of things. Give value when you're speaking to somebody. Give them value. I often perhaps send them an email afterwards, sending them an article, an audio, a YouTube video that connects with a conversation we were having that might really help them with something. That's how I've built my relationships with my networks. And I have a huge network because of that, because I give value, I connect. I don't care about selling. I don't care about selling what I do. I just give value. And it has allowed 100, loads of doors to open up for me. So networking is simply an exchange of services, of collaboration. And so as we finish off today, we're almost finishing off the Women's Economic Forum, is think today, what can I do differently at the event today? How far can I push my comfort zone? Do I need to speak to somebody first? Do I need to push myself a little bit to give more than what I normally would do? Use this event to grow and to really build your networks, because that's what this is really all about, inspiration and building your networks. Thank you.
"85% of business networking is done from behind your desk." Do you agree? Who agrees? Come on, hands up if you agree. 85% of business networking is done from behind your desk. Hands up who believes it. Hands up who finds it confusing, that statement. Yes, some people find it confusing. I have another statement. The enemy of building relationships from contacts is the elastic band. Have you heard that before? The enemy of building relationships from your contacts is the elastic band. Totally confusing, that one, isn't it? Because the elastic band ties up your business cards that you collected and puts them in a drawer or puts them on your desk or helps you procrastinate and says, I'll get to that later. Oh, but I'm so busy right now, I better bundle those together. And I'll put all those contacts in one group, and then I will get to them. And then what happens to this bundle? Who has experience of the bundle of business cards? The same person who said that you found it confusing that 85% of networking was done from behind your desk. My name is Kathy Delhanty. I teach business networking skills at universities and large corporations around Europe. And I teach introverts and engineers, the people who do not want to be at the networking course, at the networking class, do not want to be hearing me, I will assure you. But what they find comforting is that it's actually the follow-up of these business cards where your network comes from. And there's a confusion because it's very often taught that networking is here in the coffee room, handing out the cards. And some people feel very uncomfortable because like, oh, what's the point of the cards, right? I heard you say it earlier. What's the point of collecting the cards? You love the cards. But the cards are giving you the opening to building relationships with the people that you're meeting. Because if you don't go to the networking function and you don't meet them, and you don't have contact details for them, then there's no way you can have a follow-up conversation. Okay? And the follow-up conversation is extremely important. And it's the bit that is killed by the elastic band. Because what happens to this pile of cards? In the drawer. In the bin. Okay? And I can tell you from talking to engineers, they sometimes just go straight to the bin. They don't stop and get the elastic band treatment. Now, just to loosen you up, I have a giveaway from one of my clients. And this is a very special handmade face cream from Switzerland. This is how I use networking to help other people. So if you want to be in the draw, I'll pass this around. Put your business card in, and I'll draw this later. Okay? You're going to take that? Thank you. Now, while we're doing this, I have an assignment for you. You hear about networking and authenticity. If authenticity becomes a buzzword and becomes a nonsense business word in 5 years, it's everyone's fault, because you should just be authentic. You don't have to tell everyone you are. I want you to do an assignment today, because I know that business networking can be made like that, on call, without any effort. Well, with effort, but without reason. So I'm going to pair you up. That's okay. But do you know each other?
Yeah.
Do you know her?
Yes.
Do you know them? No. Okay, so mix yourselves up so you're with someone you don't know in your row. Don't mix yourself up so you're sitting beside someone you don't know or you just met today. Okay? Madam at the back, you're going to have to sit with somebody. This is business networking. This is not isolationist. Come on. Mix yourselves up a little bit. Come on. Oh, just go join her. You won't be parted for long. It'll just be a few minutes. Oh, you need to. Mix up, okay? Just. The idea is you meet someone new.
Yeah.
Okay? Mix them up. Mix them up. Now you have space. Just grab someone you don't. The lady at the back who doesn't want to know anybody. Try her. Come on. Quick, quick, quick. The card box can keep passing around. Please sit down. It's like chaos. Yeah, you're going to meet each other? Okay. All right. Back to me, everybody. Come on. Sit down. Sit down. Just sit with somebody.
Whatever. I'm alone.
No, you can't be alone. Adopt this woman. Do you know her? Do you know her?
Here she is.
Okay, here you are. There you go. All right, why? Hello? Woo! Darlings, pay attention. Why are we doing this? Because just a moment. Pay attention. The reason we are doing this is because I'm challenging each of you in pairs or little groups to become a business contact of the person sitting beside you. You don't know them. You don't know if there's a clique. You don't know if you're going to become bosom buddies. You don't know if you're going to hate them. Maybe they're, I don't know, fascist, communist people who hate your culture. You don't know anything. Okay? And my theory is that you are going to all become friends in these little pairs because I'm going to show you how to take the time to turn this new contact into your new relationship. And it doesn't matter that you have a whole history of things in common. For example, who here is a recruiter? Sorry, that's a shocking word. Sorry.
Shocking.
Recruiter. Ah! Not recruiter. Who here is a recruiter? There's one. Okay. So we have one in the room. Who here knows a recruiter? Okay, that's a different number, isn't it? Who here is looking for a job?
Looking for what?
A job.
A job.
One? Who here knows somebody who's looking for a job? Now, what is the point of that? The point of that is to show you that we have all these talks about how to meet somebody one-on-one, right? But that's not what networking is. Networking is meeting the person and the person they know, right? Become part of their group, and their friends and their family. So if we were to say, what's wrong with unemployment in the Netherlands, someone would come here and say, well, I only met one recruiter and she's from New Zealand. Right? And then this person would say, I was looking for a job and I met this woman from New Zealand. And the woman from New Zealand's like, yeah, I only met one person looking for a job in the whole of the Netherlands at the whole women's conference. Well, that doesn't make any sense. But if we were say, this lady's looking for a job and half of you know recruiters, maybe you, as a group, can help her out. We have a lady over here who's a recruiter. Half of you know people looking for jobs. Maybe you can help her out. That's what business networking is. It's not that one-on-one connection. It's the network-on-network connection. Right? It's like when you use a phone. If I gave you a phone, I called you, and we were only connected to each other, we would be bored in minutes, right? But if I know that my phone network contacts all of you, and I don't have to ask what network you use, I just dial into it. And that's what I want to teach you. So first, 3 rules I'm going to teach you. One is look out for the other person. Look out for yourself, and then look out for your network and their network coming together. Okay? So how would you look out for yourself? you meet this person. So you two just met. Best friends now, I can see. Yeah.
Yes, immediately.
Got to watch, she's got a nervous disposition, right?
Watch me.
Tell me, I'll let you answer your own questions because you have the knowledge. How can you meet the person, know more about the person beside you for your benefit?
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Yeah, ask questions. Oh, at the end of the day when you've gone home now, after you're home, how can you find out more about the person that I've just attached you to?
Follow.
Whoa. Facebook websites. What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
More about their network, more about what they do, more about their past, their history.
Things that can help you, right?
Well, also if you want to connect them with other people.
No, but we're just doing first, how does it help you?
Okay.
How does it help you? You look at their website and you look at their Facebook and you look at their contacts because they gave you your card. If you don't have cards, it's such a headache. Then you look at how they can help you. Now, if you go talk to the authenticity people, they'll say, ooh, that's bad. That's selling, that's self-serving. Well, what the hell? That's what it's about, right? You need to have a contact, and they need to be someone that you can benefit from. But at the same time, you balance it with, here's my, look at me. You can help them out. So later, I want you guys to all come back to me and tell me how this worked for you, okay? So you find out about her, and you find out about her. But at the same time, you need to share. So it's easier if you say, hey, this is me. This is what I do. They say it, oh, don't be salesy. You even said it, don't be salesy. But sometimes it helps where you say, this is me, and this is what I do, and this is what I'm looking for. You don't have to like twist the person's arm and say, you buyer and killing you. You just have to say, hey, this is me, and this is what I do, and this is what I'm looking for. Just those three things will help. And then, what was brought up just before, how do you help your network? Who knows social capital? Have you heard the theory of social capital? Social capital is the credibility or the currency or the value that comes when you join two people together who didn't know each other to solve each other's problems. We have a recruiter. We have a person looking for a job. I don't know either of you, but say you were introduced. Then I know you and I know you, put them together, and that bridge that you make is social capital. And social capital has a value. It has a value for later when you need something, or when your contact needs something, that you can say, hey, remember when I helped you? You shouldn't have to say that. They should remember that they helped you, right? But this is how you look at it. So what you said before, if you see a video someone can use, if you saw a link that will help them, if you say, hey, your network, someone in your network could benefit from someone over here in my network, and bring them together. And it's really missing. This is the missing part of networking. This is the bit that we all say we do, and we don't because we don't trust anybody, right? The trust issues that everyone has right now? Okay, there you go. Woohoo! These two, no trust issues. So I'm going to hear back from you two how this works, right? So my task for you, as I'm winding up the talk, is to make sure that you have your new partner and try this out from a cold start where you didn't intend to meet each other. Find out how they can help you. Find out how you can help them. And then really try to push your two networks together, because that's where you make business relationships. Okay? Gonna do it?
Yeah.
Who's gonna do it? Peer pressure, right? Peer pressure.
We just missed what you wanted to say.
What's that? What I want you to do, okay, I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to repeat it slowly. After you leave here,
After you leave here, we are going
when you go home, and you're going to be working from behind your desk and getting to know the other person, you go back to your own countries or back to your own house, whatever. I want you to, with this partner you now have, today you share your contact details. I want you to find out how you can help that person. You got it? So you got it? How you can help each other from each side, right?
with a face.
And then how your networks can come together. But not now, when you get home. Okay, so how you can help them, how they can help you, and how your networks come together. That's your assignment, and then let me know, okay? So come and get my card after, and I'll tell you. How are we doing for the business? Where's the business card box? It's here? Everyone, you put your card in?
I didn't give you mine. I dropped it.
Here, that's yours. I'll put it in for you. You put your card in? Yeah, no, but you're going to have to give me more. Wait, which one's yours? This one. Okay. Has everybody got their card in? Yep, yep. You came in last. Would you like to put a card in the box? We're giving away a present. Hurry, 1 second. I'm out of time. I'm getting the... Thank you. And I'm going to ask our lovely cameraman. You pick the card. Pick the card. Here we go. Anna? You won. Come on up. What's that? I'm handing this to her. I'm leaving. There you go. I'll talk to you about after. I gotta go off the stage.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
She needs the microphone.
Good morning. In my native language, I would say to you, Mangwanani, Mamukasei, which literally translated means, good morning, how did you rise? Up until the 22nd of April 2001, I had not quite known what my life purpose was. It was 2 weeks before I launched my first book, and I woke up that morning with words in my head that had to go down on paper. And I went to my computer and I started writing. And I realized at that point that my voice, my body, my very being in its incarnation is merely a channel the Creator is using to awaken the world. A lot of people have asked me, Gertrude, are you the typical African woman? I can tell you bluntly now that no, I'm not. What I know is that I was born to be her voice and the voice of her children. Let me tell you a little bit about the typical African woman. In my country, and when I say my country, I'm referring to the continent of Africa. From north to south, the typical African woman is at the bottom of the food chain. The typical African woman is always the last to eat. Her role in society is to fetch the water, fetch the firewood, make the fire, prepare the fields for sowing, sow the seed, and harvest. And in most situations, she does this single-handedly. And at the end of her exhausting day, she's the last to eat the leftovers of her prepared meals. In my country, the typical African woman is physically and psychologically abused. In times of war, she is raped. And she personifies the downtrodden human being. Now, while all this is happening to her, she asks you, where are you, my father, when my education is sacrificed? Where are you, my brother, when I toil in the field and in the kitchen? Where are you, my mother, when my genitals are cut from my body with a sharp knife? Where are you, my sister? Where are you, my aunt? Where are you, my fellow human beings? Why do you allow this to happen to me? I wanted you to know who I am today. I come from Zimbabwe. I left Zimbabwe in 2001 and moved to New Zealand with my children. The thing that drove me away was HIV and AIDS. I wanted to live long enough to be a grandmother. The philosophy I want you to take away from my presentation is called Ubuntu. I'm going to hand you my card. When you give somebody your business card, remember that you are handing them your soul. Hand it to them with both hands. The reason why I spoke with no shoes is I always try to be present in every conversation I have with people. My business cards are designed with a blank back. Please pass these around. And when I go to a conference, the first thing I do is, before that person walks away, or even while I'm speaking to them, I write down the date where we met. I write down what we talked about. And when I get home, I scan the cards front and back, so I have the notes all together, and I put them in a database. Always let the person you're connecting with take a piece of you away with them. I hope that you've taken a piece of me and that I'll take a piece of you back. So in Ubuntu, Ubuntu ngamuntu ngabantu says, a person is only a person through other people. It's the condition of being human. I could not be human unless you were human, acknowledging me, and vice versa. In Southern Africa, when we greet, we say sabona. And sabona means I see you, and it's not the seeing of sight. It's an acknowledgement of your humanity and mine. So we didn't come into this room by mistake. The universe has got a magical way of putting us right next to the next person you need. So if you didn't meet the person to your left or to your right, pay attention. We didn't come into this room by mistake. And it's only in the moment where the magic actually happens. So yes, I am a recruiter. I am organizing this event in Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA, on the 22nd to the 25th of May. So if anybody wants to speak, please make a note on your card and give it back to me. I'm organizing New Zealand, I'm organizing Australia in December, and I'm organizing Grenada. So if you want to come to the Caribbean, let me know. So thank you.